Hey everybody, GC13 here. Season 4 of Craig of the Creek has arrived, and as promised, it's brought with it a whole new side of the creek to explore. That's not all it's brought, though. Much like the earlier episodes of Craig of the Creek grew to be tied together by the impending war between the two sides, Season 4 has a new quest to carry the Stump Kids through: the search for Kenneth's cube. The pieces of this puzzle box, when assembled together, will unlock an as-yet unrevealed treasure known as the Heart of the Forest, left by King Kenneth himself. Considering how much Kenneth loved the anime Haru, King of the Forest, and how central cosplaying as characters from it was to the early days of the game on the other side of the creek, the easy money is on the Heart of the Forest being related to Haru somehow. I hope that, whatever it is, its discovery leads to reuniting Kenneth with the elders. They used to play at the creek all the time back before the overpass was built, and while Kenneth has moved on from the creek, what better way to bring old friends back together than an old favorite anime? Of course, this is an epic quest. There are 26 pieces to this cube out there to be found, and the Stump Kids only have 2. GP said it might take them all season, and while the fourth wall breaks have been coming pretty thick in Season 4, I'm hoping he's wrong. Including the episode they first learned of the cube in, they've been finding a piece about every 4 episodes, and that feels like a good pace. If Season 4 is 40 episodes like all the others, that would mean they needed to either find a whole bunch of pieces all at once, or find a piece in basically every creek-focused episode left in the season. Now, the confrontation between the two sides of the creek built up over the course of 3 seasons. What's to say that the search for Kenneth's cube couldn't take up 2? We know the Craig of the Creek has been renewed for a 5th season, and the pacing of puzzle piece discoveries would be pretty good if they had a 2nd season for it. But let's not worry about what the season means for the quest. Far more important is what the quest means for the season. I can't speak for you, but when Craig unfolded his map after the overthrow of King Xavier, eager to explore another side of the creek, I couldn't help but think of another time the Stump Kids went exploring strange landmarks. Back when they were trying to find artifacts from the time of the Great Capture the Flag War, the focus was on the creek itself, not the kids, and that's what I was expecting from Season 4. That's not what Craig of the Creek is about, though. It's always had a focus on the people Craig meets and interacts with, and now we've widened the field with even more kids playing in even more places. We knew that at some point we'll get what I was expecting. Some of the pieces of Kenneth's cube were hidden in the creek itself, and not all of them can be hidden in plain sight. Some of these adventures are going to take them to an obscure part of the creek wilderness, where a piece of the cube is hidden. But that's not how we started the season. The friendship banquet and the quick name saw Craig give a speech about looking forward to playing with all of the kids from the other side of the creek, and after all was said and done, it looks like he can even call one of them his friend now. The quest for the cube has gone the same way. Some of the pieces of Kenneth's cube were entrusted to creek kids, and that's how Craig has got the 2 pieces he's received so far. One from a roller skater, and one from the head chef at the King's Kitchen. Neither kid seems old enough to have been friends with Kenneth back when he still played at the creek, but you never know. It's been a long time since Kenneth was king, though. A lot of those pieces have probably been handed down to another kid at least once by now, if the tradition of chef's challenges at the kitchen is anything to go by. I do have a sneaking suspicion, though, that at least one piece no longer resides at the creek, being held by a kid who grew up and never passed it along. That will make for an interesting episode. We will, of course, get to see many new places on the other side of the creek. Not only are the piece holders going to have their own stomping grounds, like Rick had the King's Kitchen, and not only will pieces be hidden away in new locations in the creek itself, but hopefully the quest for Kenneth's cube will stretch out for a couple of seasons, giving us plenty of episodes that can be about anything. What do you guys think? How long will the search for Kenneth's cube go on? What is the Heart of the Forest? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more cartoon videos.